Good morning. Um, there's a lot to be said. Um, First off, I would like to apologize for the embarrassment that my actions caused. Um, all of you, I love you all, and I never meant any of this for any of you or myself. You see, at first I thought it was a choice, so I figured there was just something wrong with me. Like, why do I keep making stupid choices? Why do I keep choosing to pick up? Why do I keep choosing to go back to drugs? Excuse me. And I've come to realize it's not a choice. And that's where God comes in. Power higher than myself has to restore me to sanity, and I have to give my life over to Him every day. But we're not going to go there because we've all heard that so many times before. So we're going to stay out of that one. But what I would like is I would like to educate my girls and my son on this, so they don't make they don't have the same things carry on from their childhood into their adulthood that I did. Trauma and my upbringing has a lot to do with this. I never wanted to be anything close to my dad. And Tammy, you were right. You said, how do you know how to be a father? You never had one. And you're right. Actually, I had alcoholic, drug addict, abuser, and no matter how hard I tried, I ended up the exact same way. I think focusing on not being somebody, you become them. And when you're raised around it from a child, a baby, those first 6 months, that first year, you really absorb all of it, and it carries with you. And no matter how hard, no matter how many choices you make not to be like that person, you become that person, and you find a release. You find a getaway. You never feel quite normal. And then the anger, the regret, the sadness, the pain you feel from your childhood becomes this ball in your stomach, because I never knew how to get rid of it. I never knew how to let it out. And I tried. I went to counseling when I was like 7. They told me I had a cup in my arm and I needed to release it and dump it out and all these things. But because I was never taught normalcy and the way to cope and deal with things correctly, or even and really, is it their fault? We're all born into sin, so it's probably their upbringing. I don't know, but I do know that the anger and the pain and the regret and all that I carried with me wired me a certain way, and that was to try to get a release, try to get escape. And I found that escape, and it started with alcohol in the beginning. I was at 16. By 18, I was smoking weed. By 19, I was into psychedelics and everything else. By 20, I had met a beautiful woman named Tracy who asked me to quit doing these things, and I did. I locked myself in a garage for 5 days, and I white knuckled it, and I didn't get any help, and I just thought I had control of it. It's a choice. From there, I continued on, went to jail, got sober, 6 months sobriety in jail, and then got out. We got married, had Trent, and I went to being a workaholic and started to drink a little bit on the weekends again. At that point, I never knew there was anything wrong. I just kept going and going, working harder and harder. And what I've come to realize now is that I'm a hell of a worker. You know, ask a lot of people about that. But what I've come to realize now is my dad telling me I was never going to be worth a damn. That I was stupid, retarded, and never going to amount to shit is a built-in expectation of mine, even towards myself. So the reason I have to look into my past is not because I have a need for a scapegoat or excuse. It's because you have to figure out why you're wired the way you're wired. I have to go into my past and see that watching mom get thrown around and Christmas time not knowing if dad was going to come home and beat her up, or if being in Mexico and seeing the people smashed into the truck, all these traumatic things that I blocked lined me up to think a certain way and act a certain way when I became older. These fine-tuned skills, if you will, of being raised in a abusive alcoholic family, they're fine-tuned. I'm very in tune with everybody's feelings around me. When you walk in the door, I'm wondering if you're in a good mood and a bad mood, because I used to wonder if when dad came home, is he in a good mood, is he in a bad mood, is he going to fight with mom, is he not going to fight with mom? And these fine-tuned skills help wire us and make us who we are, and living like that to me was normal. So of course when I get into a normal family, a normal household, I'm not going to feel right. I've realized that I'm also addicted to chaos and anxiety and stress and fear. I always do the best when I have a big job that somebody else has messed up and nobody can handle. I thrive there. Why? Because my fine-tuned skills are there. My fine-tuned skills are not in normal. Normal to me is a cycle on the washing machine. And I'm realizing this, and to dig back into my past and accept those things. Acceptance is the key to all of my problems today. And accepting these things as they are. I found this new word, and so it is. It doesn't allow me to argue. It doesn't allow me to think. It doesn't allow me to adjust. It doesn't allow me to justify. It doesn't allow me to wrestle with or manipulate. And so it is. And so the situation is. I'm happy today. I'm at 99 days, guys. I know most of you could give a flying fuck, but to be truthfully honest with you, I really wish that some of you were here to see the progress day to day, to know that I am moving forward and getting better. I've been a rehab pro, as we like to call it around here, the last year and a half. And yeah, it's not a proud thing, but I've met a lot of people from every time I've been in and out of corporate, in and out of rehab and detoxes this past year. And this time, the people that I've met, even at corporate, and they see me now and they see something different. I can't tell you about it. You would have to see it. But besides that, acceptance. I know that I did make that first initial choice, and it was probably just me hanging out with some friends wanting to be cool because I wanted to fit in. I just moved down from Pine Top, Arizona, and I wanted to fit into a crowd, into a group, and I made that stupid choice. But I always thought it was a choice, so I could just stop making it at any time. And if I didn't do this one, I could do this one. And if I didn't do this one, I could do this one. As long as I didn't do this one, I wouldn't go to jail. As long as I didn't do that one, I wouldn't get in trouble. Well, I've exhausted all of those. And I realized that God has got me right where He wants me. The trauma from my past life, I don't shut the door on it, nor am I upset with it. I accept it. I don't future trip about tomorrow or the next day because it's not here yet, but I do live in the moment. And in this moment, I am worried and fearful. Not fearful, but my daughters have these resentments and anger. I can see it. I can recognize it. I can feel it without even talking to them because of my fine-tuned skills in this area. And I am trying to reach out and educate them the best way I can about what's happening and what I don't want them to carry these things into their adult life any more than they already have. And one day, take a drink and the switch flips, where it's no longer a choice, where it's a necessity. It hijacks the brain, and all we can think about is that next drink or drug and how to feel better. And all we care about is feeling better and normal. I'm going to work on a YouTube channel. I have a TikTok channel, and but I don't want to offend. I don't want to upset or hurt anybody. But I am going to help other people with this. They ask us, how far are we willing to go? And God's asked me before, how far are you willing to go? And I've let go of everything. But I never really let go. I never really walked away from everything. I never dropped the fishing net and got out of the boat and just followed Jesus. I always held on to Tracy and the kids, my mom and my sister, something in my past life. And now I see that I have to drop everything, even the things I love the most, and walk away. But I don't want to walk away with my kids not having the knowledge and the wisdom of what this really is. It is a disease. It affects an organ, the brain. The brain is affected. There's kind of a treatment for it, but it attacks the brain. There is a symptom, and there is a treatment. The treatment is continuously working in the program and with others like myself for the rest of my life to stay sober. And that really kind of sounds like me, you know, just dying to yourself every day and doing God's will. The 12 steps. This book right here, baby. It's taught me a lot. Matter of fact, it's kind of a crazy way about being a Bible. Just helping those ones that are kind of going, why would God let this happen to me? Why did God let this happen to my family? Why would, if there was a kind and loving God, why would he allow my dad to do this to my mom? Or why would he allow my dad to be this to us? And you know, I think about these things and what happened with me and Jenna the day I disappeared, and it eats me. But I'm hoping that through all this, because I failed as a leader in the household to guide my kids to the Lord and take them to the Lord and teach them about the Lord and his love and his mercy and his kindness and how he's not responsible for this. This is the devil's world. This is not. God keeps us alive through this so we can find him. He does not intervene. He does not do anything else, but he keeps us safe and protected. I believe it's the story of Job that relates. And I'm reaching out. We can't sweep this under the rug, guys. I know we'd like to, but we can't. It's too traumatic. And for people that haven't ever dealt with it, I understand wanting it just to go away. But my girls are suffering. Sam is angry. Jenna's angry. And I want there to be education there, that they know that this is a disease, that if they pick up a drug or an alcohol, that they can become addicted. It is not a choice. It is not, oh, hey, I can smoke weed and oh, I can have some beer and let me do a line of Coke. One day you do a fucking line of Coke and it's over. Or one day you drink too many beers and it's over. The allergic reaction takes over and it's done. So I've given you guys some videos. I asked God to place it on your heart. He's placed it on mine to do so. may He be willing to also open your heart. I realized I had to have an open mind. I had to have willingness and strength given from Him to understand all of this, because there's no way in hell I ever wanted to go back and relive my childhood. And I will make a video of my childhood and my experiences growing up. I'm not going to do it here. I don't want it to sound like a pity party, because it's not. It's just me realizing who I am, where I came from, so I know where to go. And with that, much respect and always the deepest love.